Welcome back, folks. I am Dr. J, or Dr. Day, either way. Been working around outside down here at the lake, and sort of glad that I've not been watching the meltdown as closely as some of you. I'll explain why in just a minute, but wow, 73 points in the S&P 500, 1.7%. NASDAQ 320 points. That is a 2.4% decline. And Dow Jones Industrials 1.5% or 516 points. Yeah, this is sort of what I'd been talking about for, well, months. And you know, eventually every year, virtually every year, folks, we get a 10% pullback. There is no guarantee, of course, that we stop at 10%. It will depend partially on the debt, the cost of financing that debt, taxes. The last thing that I would want to do if I were in office right now is raise taxes, unless I really didn't want my job in 2022. But all of that is influencing where the markets are today. So before we get too far off on a tangent, let's focus in on some of the stocks that have unusual option activity, because that's what 3 at 3 is all about. Our disclaimer is that this is presented for educational and informational purposes only, and that all investments involve risk. Some people understand that more today than they did last Friday, when bad news for employment was sort of just brushed off. Today's inflation data coming in much hotter than expected, that was something the market couldn't just brush off. But nonetheless, all investments involve risk, and that we have registered marks, trademarks, copyrights, and patents on much of what you're about to see. So we would simply ask you to ask us prior to reproducing this in any form. Thank you. Can't speak enough about these virtual trading conferences. Now, this one is live. We will be doing it, but it is a sold out audience of over 800. And so far anyway, that's all Vegas will let us do. So we do have the ability for those of you who would like to join, AJ Monty, Bill Johnson, Steve Ehrlich, the chairman of Voyager, Tony Dwyer from Canaccord, Jeff Mackey, my brother Pete, literally over a dozen speakers for this 2-day event. That will be October 1st and 2nd in Las Vegas at the Aria. Now, I wish I could say that I can give away a few more seats. I can't. Like I say, the fire marshal and the governor won't let us do that yet. Now, if they open up seats, well, then we'll talk then. But right now, you could lock in the ability to get full access to the event for $400. Full access means that you get 15 hours of options and trading education. You'll get 2 full days, general sessions Friday and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And you get a digital copy of all the presentations following the conference. So if, for instance, you're able to make Saturday but not Sunday, or Sunday and not Saturday, you could still be part of this. So make sure, or Friday and Saturday, sorry. If you can make Friday and you can't make Saturday, well, you could have a digital copy of it. This too could sell out. Now, in the past, we've had up to 7,000 people in the virtual room. This time, gosh only knows, especially with a lineup like we've got. So do think about and act upon getting your access now. Join us virtually, and I guess hope for being able to join us in person. Thank you. VIX. I thought this one was interesting because I always say, just quoting Warren Buffett, I want to be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. And that is very true in options. And how do you determine that? Well, when the volatility is in the 16s, and it was in the 15 area last week, when we break down from the mid 20s down to 15, that's a big drop. And that shows apparently a lack of fear. And so again, when people are greedy, the opposite of fearful, I want to be fearful. And that has served us well throughout my career, Pete's career, all of our coaches and mentors that have survived up and down markets know when that vol goes to 70 and 80, you want to let them have it. You don't want to let them have it at 15. You want to own it at 15. And then as it rallies, either trade out of it or switch your positions around, because when vol goes higher, I like to buy the stocks and sell that high volatility against it. When the vol is low, cheap, that's when I want to own options and be out of my stocks. So you may have seen Monday this week on my disclosures, I liquidated about 15, almost a third of my portfolio over the prior couple sessions, and I'm happy I did. Now, to today's activity, this looks like the footprints of the trader we call 50 Cent, because 50 Cent's activity is normally that he buys 50 to 100,000 calls in the VIX. The VIX, of course, measures that risk that we're talking about. And in this case, this trader did just that, stepped in, bought the VIX calls, bought 86,000, that's 8.6 million share equivalent. That, my friends, is a big chunk when you're talking about 8.6 million share equivalent. So when somebody steps up and buys that, is 50 Cent buying those because he or she wants to, because nobody knows for sure except the broker who they go through, are they stepping up and buying those calls to protect a big portfolio like in a hedge fund? Perhaps. Or are they just taking a shot that the volatility keeps moving up, and as it does, they're able to take profits on those calls and sell a higher strike against it, much like I do. We will see, but this is one of the larger VIX trades in a while, so I thought you guys should know about it. There is the VIX moving through 26 now, and as you see, on the day, the VIX has been steadily moving higher, been as high as 2730 already today. From 21 to 27, 6 points, so call it, a 20+% jump. Now, right now, it's up 19%. Either way, those are big moves. And that is pushing us much more towards the area where I want to be, liquidating some of my premiums that have expanded dramatically and picking up some stocks that have been battered. So that is a play that I am looking to do. And by the way, I'll be on the halftime report, be able to spread that out to you tomorrow. This is our YouTube channel. I would encourage you guys to check it out. It is completely free. 17,800 people have already subscribed. Free content. You get our daily crypto bite at 10 a.m. Eastern. You get Pete's The Take at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. You get my 3 at 3. You get the 60-second workout video. You get the weekly market report with AJ Monty. So much content. I think 4 or 5 different shows every business day. So check it out. It is free. All you got to do is subscribe, and you'd be in with us each and every business day. Now let's take a look at SOXS. This is the semiconductor leveraged bearish semiconductor play. Now they've been doing this since it was 9, just a few sessions ago this week. I think I counted 6 different hits of the SOXS, all upside call buys from 9 to 10 to 11, and now nearly 12 as of today's trade. What did they do? They bought 10,000 June 20s. Now, it's a leveraged play. So what you need to understand is leveraged plays reset every day. You don't get triple the leverage forever. You get triple the leverage that day, then it resets, and you have triple leverage the next day and the next day and the next day. That's the way it works. They more or less do a swap with the likes of Deutsche, Goldman, Credit Suisse, whatever. This is noteworthy because somebody's betting big against the semiconductor index. There it is, 1180 right now. And as you see, came down from 20 at the beginning of 2021, bottomed at about 8. So this is again, the semiconductor triple bear. So when this one goes up, that means semiconductors should be going down. So keep an eye on the semiconductor space, my friends. Daily crypto bite, 10 a.m. every business day. We talk about unusual activity in cryptos. We're looking for the blank or the big option buys in Deribit on the CME. We're also looking at volumes of crypto traded. We talk about it every day, 10 a.m. Eastern, for free. Again, if you'd subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'd see these. If you just follow my Twitter or at Market Rebellion Twitter or Pete's Twitter, you would see it because we post them up in there as it's going on live, completely free. If you'd like to subscribe after you've seen what it's all about, and instead of just getting 15 minutes worth, if you'd like to be in there all day, well, go to marketrebellion.com/try crypto. And for $1, you can join us every day, 24/7. That's marketrebellion.com/try crypto. All right, let's get into Playboy. Why? Because, well, we were lucky enough to ride it to the upside and made a nice score on this one as the NFT space was exploding. Now, someone's betting that maybe at least these NFTs over at Playboy correct a little because I think at one point this year, it may have been close to a triple. Now maybe they're betting on it going down about 7 or 8 points because PLBY puts at the June 35 strike, we note large buying there, 400,000 share equivalent betting on the short side. There is Playboy at 42.27. You see where it came from. Early April, it was 15. That upstairs, honey. That is what we're talking about, folks. Watch it. MarketRebellion.com/UOA. That is MarketRebellion.com/UOA for unusual option activity. You can read all about it, as they say. And I don't know why I still have this one in, but let's do questions. Questions. You ask the questions, we have the answers. Answers on Twitter at Jon Najarian is how you can pose them to me, and I will try to get to as many as I can. So let's do it. Signs. Main Street's watching. Main Street is watching, and the handle is at Main Watching, WATCHIN. What signs can we use to help figure out if the bottom of this dip in tech and small cap stocks? Well, one of the things is we're looking for that vol to increase dramatically, which it has. That's the first sign. The other sign is capitulatory, easy for him to say, activity in the stocks. We're seeing that. We're seeing the NASDAQ down 340 points, Dow Jones down 583, S&P down 80. Those are signs of capitulation. Now, we rarely have a one-day bottom. Normally, we build that bottom over a couple. We can see a V-shaped bottom, and we did see one last year. But I'm thinking that we need to get close to a 10% correction in many of these assets because it's been a while, and some of them really need it because they're running on empty. So we've got two of the signs already: capitulation in many stocks, and the second sign, that volatility pop. Is it enough? Have we seen enough of each? My gut says we might see more. And so I am slowly buying back in. But I think that this could go to that full-blown 10% or more. And I'm going to judge that based on vol and the volume. Volatility is the one, volume is the other. Thank you. Let's go to Carl W. Phillips. Mr. Phillips' handle is at Carl, C-A-R-L, PH 122278711. And Mr. Carl asks, I know, I appreciate it. Just trying to figure out why someone would buy a call deep in the money, like the XOM at 45 in January. Doesn't make sense to me. Well, Carl, what they would probably do is use that as a substitute for owning stock. Frequently, when somebody buys a leap, now I realize, Carl, this isn't a true leap because we could have a normal expiration that expires this January. A true leap is usually something more, a year or more into the future. But nonetheless, this one is out there 8 months into the future. And so I think they buy these calls to simulate a long position in the stock. Would I buy them as deep in the money as they chose to buy them? Probably not, but that doesn't mean they're wrong. They just would rather buy the option than buy the stock, apparently. So that's one of the things, Carl, that I would point out. Just getting a fill here, just 1 second, folks. So that's why you would buy a $15 in the money call. You want to simulate the upside of the stock without all of the downside risk. You can risk a quarter of the amount of money, $15 plus a little premium, versus risking $60, which let's see, Exxon's trading 60.11 right now, folks. Bang. Run. Any view on Run? Let's see. That comes to us from Sumit Bhutani, and Sumit's handle is SUMIT BHUTANIGWL. Any view on Run? I bought a few based on unusual activity in your show. Should I still hold? If this is one of those that has fallen to the point, Sumit, to where you've lost 50% of the options premium, I mercilessly cut it. Or as my friend Michael B. Jordan would say in Without Remorse, I would do it no mercy, without remorse. That way I can live to fight another day. Certainly looked like a good trade. Certainly with many of the energy plays working out, normally we see that when these energy stocks work out, likewise, these alternative energy stocks like solar, like wind, like green energy, batteries, and so forth, they work out. Not the case today. Sumit, I'm sorry to say this one down 8% today, probably pulling the ripcord here. Sorry, my friend. Meme, Shahnaz Alvi, and the handle there is at SHAHNAZ_ALVI. Jon Najarian, we had a huge run up in meme coins over the last few months. So do you see people taking profits and coming back into tech stocks this week? Yes, I do. They took profits in Doge, obviously. Somebody made so many profits in Doge that they're starting a hedge fund, and they left their managing directorship at Goldman Sachs, I believe. I think that was a London-based trader. There are some of the activities. Shiba, there's Leash, there's Akita, there's Kishu, and there's Elon. So obviously these memes are just created to try to piggyback on the success of Doge. None of those are anywhere near Doge in terms of the market cap that it was able to pack on because of people like Elon Musk talking about them. But nonetheless, they have seen a lot of flow. I mean, look at the 24-hour volume. In the case of Shiba, $1 billion traded. In the case of Leash, 200 million. Akita, 114 million, and so forth. I love altcoins as a trade. I'm perfectly happy making trades in altcoins, but you need to be very nimble, folks, because unless you have an event that's several weeks out into the future, when they announced Mr. Musk was either the 23rd or 24th of April, he was just on this past Saturday, which was the 8th, I think. So you had several week lead. Normally these coins burn out much faster than that. So word of caution on the altcoins and those memes. Crypto Kids, handle at KIDSKRYPTO, says, should I buy the Armenian Gold Noah's Ark coin or Cathie Wood's Ark? Well, depends on if you're trading or investing. If you're investing, Cathie Wood. I love my brothers in Armenia, but I will own those coins for days at a time because of what I just described about how fast you have to take profits in the meme coins. I think Cathie Wood's a brilliant investor. She is frequently early. That is what the curse of being in her space is. And she's not a trader, she's an investor. So if I'm investing, I go with Cathie Wood's. If I'm trading, I trade the Noah's Ark coin, the Armenian Gold. Bang. And folks, that'll do it for today's 3 at 3. You can join the Rebellion and get education, online education, where from your iPad, from your computer, your desktop, you could go through all of these tutorials that we have. We offer from beginning, intermediate, advanced for learning how to trade stocks, options, and crypto. We also have mentors and coaches there. And yes, we have subscription products like Unusual Option Activity. I would encourage you to go to marketrebellion.com/get started. That's marketrebellion.com/get started and get started. Thank you, folks. Have a great day. I'll be on the halftime report tomorrow. I'll see you for the 60-second workout video tomorrow and 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, the daily crypto bite. See you then.